You spend your whole life trying to be understood. You think if people just get your intentions, your logic, your reasons, it will build connection and earn you their respect. You're wrong. It's a trap. And it's the biggest reason you keep getting challenged, undermined, and outmaneuvered. Machiavelli knew something about power that most people will never grasp. Being understood doesn't create connection. It teaches your rivals exactly how to break you. From a young age, we're sold a lie. We're told that being transparent builds trust and that open communication is the key to any healthy relationship. In a perfect world, that would be true. But as the Florentine diplomat Niccolò Machiavelli figured out over 500 years ago, we don't live in a perfect world, we live in this one. And in this world, explaining yourself is often a fatal mistake. Every time you rush to explain your intentions, you're not building a bridge. You're handing your opponent a blueprint of your mind. You expose your thought process, your values, and, most importantly, your insecurities. When you feel that urge to justify a decision, you're subconsciously signaling a lack of confidence. You're admitting that your challenger's opinion holds authority over you. In the world of power, perception isn't something you chase, it's something you shape. The moment you start defending yourself, you lose control of that perception. Machiavelli's philosophy is built on a pragmatic, if cynical, view of human nature. He saw that people are driven by self-interest and are quick to exploit any advantage. He argued that love and loyalty are fragile, often broken at every opportunity for their advantage. But fear, the fear of consequences, is a much more reliable motivator. When you lay your reasoning bare, you're just gambling on the goodwill of others. Machiavelli would call that a foolish bet. You're not earning respect. You're training people to question you. You're teaching them that your authority isn't absolute, but conditional and subject to their approval. It becomes a negotiation, and in any negotiation, power is always up for grabs. Think about it. That time in a meeting you were challenged and rushed to explain your side. Did it actually win them over? Or did it just give them more angles to attack? Your detailed explanation revealed the trade-offs you considered and the very weaknesses in your own plan you'd already wrestled with. You didn't create understanding. You created an opportunity for them. So, if explaining yourself is a weakness, what's the alternative? The answer lies in one of Machiavelli's most essential concepts, calculated ambiguity. This isn't about being unclear or incompetent, it's about being intentionally selective with the truth, controlling the narrative by saying less, not more. Machiavelli famously used the analogy of the lion and the fox. Anyone who seeks power must be both. The lion represents raw strength, the ability to be decisive and to frighten your enemies. The fox, on the other hand, represents cunning, the ability to recognize traps. The fox doesn't fight every battle with brute force, it outsmarts its opponents. Calculated ambiguity is the main tool of the fox. When you stay silent after making a statement, you create a void. People get uncomfortable with that void, and they rush to fill it with their own assumptions. Because your stance is one of unshakable confidence, their assumptions will often skew in your favor. They project strength and certainty onto you because your silence offers no weakness to probe. You look guilty when you panic and your words multiply. You look powerful when you're calm and restrained. As Machiavelli noted, men judge more by what they see than by what they're told. An appearance of strength is more powerful than a transparent, vulnerable reality. Modern leaders use this tactic constantly. They deliver a decision, and then they stop talking. They don't invite a debate on the process. This isn't arrogance, it's strategy. They get that the more you explain a decision, the more it seems temporary and open to change. By refusing to elaborate, they signal that the decision is final. This forces everyone else to deal with the result of the decision, not the reasoning behind it. Here's the brutal reality of what happens when you try to be understood. You justify. You explain your side. In the meeting, you elaborate. Words spill out, a flood of reasons, justifications, and good intentions. They nod, but their eyes shift. A colleague, sensing an opening, interrupts with a "what if?" A new hole just got poked in your logic, and you feel the need to fill the silence again to defend it. Power slips. After the meeting, you try to justify your position in the group chat. You use emojis to soften the message, trying to show you're a team player. You get a thumbs up in reply, but doubt is masked behind the icon. They can sense your hesitation. The promotion you were up for goes to someone else, someone who speaks less, but whose words carry more weight. You seek clarity over drinks after work, hoping to finally make them understand you. But the laughter turns pointed. They use your own words, your own admissions of doubt from that meeting, and twist them into jokes at your expense. They remembered your words, but not your intent. You've lost the room. Every word you offered as a shield was caught and reforged into a weapon to be used against you. This is what Machiavelli understood. In your desperate attempt to be understood, you made yourself the easiest person to manipulate. You showed everyone your triggers, your boundaries, and your need for their approval. In the game of power, that information is more valuable than gold. This all leads to one of Machiavelli's most famous questions, a question that forces us to confront the reality of human dynamics. So I'll ask you, would you rather be loved or feared? Be honest. There's no single right answer, but your gut reaction reveals a lot about how you see power. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if this ruthless look at reality resonates with you, subscribe, because we're just getting started. This isn't just theory from 16th century Italy. This is alive and well in every office, every social circle, and every political arena today. Think about the workplace. You have two managers. One, Sarah, believes in total transparency. She holds long meetings to explain the why behind every decision because she wants her team to feel included. The other manager, David, is different. He announces decisions with brief, clear conviction. He states what's happening and what he expects. He doesn't entertain debates about his reasoning. At first, Sarah's team likes the openness, but soon they see her explanations as a lack of resolve. Her meetings turn into forums for dissent. Her authority erodes because she made it negotiable. Meanwhile, David's team, while maybe not feeling as loved, is ruthlessly efficient. They know the direction is set. Their energy goes into execution, not questioning. David is feared, not as a tyrant, but his decisions are respected as final. Over time, he commands more respect and gets better results, while Sarah is seen as ineffective. Machiavelli's philosophy isn't about being evil, it's about being effective. Leaders with Machiavellian traits often prioritize results over constant consensus. This is the ends justify the means thinking he's famous for. By focusing on the outcome, they sidestep the messy, power-draining process of seeking endless approval. They understand that in a world of competing interests, the appearance of unwavering strength is a powerful strategic asset. So, how do you reclaim your power and stop the self-sabotage of over-explaining? It starts with a fundamental shift in how you communicate. First, master the declarative statement. Announce your decisions. Don't apologize for them. Don't pad them with soft language. State what you're going to do as a fact, not a proposal. Second, embrace the strategic pause. When you finish speaking, stop. If you're met with silence, let it hang in the air. The person who breaks the silence first is the one who is more uncomfortable. Let it be them, not you. This shows you're secure in your position and don't need their validation. Third, know the difference between communication and justification. It's vital to communicate what people need to know to do their jobs. It's fatal to justify why you have the right to ask them to do it. Provide clear instructions, not a defense of your authority. Fourth, project strength in your demeanor. Your body language and tone matter more than your words. Stand tall, make eye contact, and keep your tone level and serious. A little seriousness intimidates people in a good way. It signals that you aren't to be trifled with. People judge the energy behind your words more than the words themselves. This is not a call to become a cruel tyrant. Machiavelli himself warned that it's critical to be feared, but to avoid being hated. Hatred leads to rebellion. Fear, however, is simply a respect for consequences and boundaries. By being firm, consistent, and decisive, you aren't being a monster. You're being a leader whose position is clear. For centuries, we've been sold a comforting illusion that to be understood is to be respected. But Machiavelli's enduring legacy is his demand that we see the world as it is, not as we wish it were. And the world, then and now, is an arena of competing interests where seeking approval is often exploited as weakness. To stop explaining yourself isn't to become isolated or uncommunicative. It's to become strategic. It's to understand that true power isn't given to those who make the best arguments, but to those who can shape reality through their will. Your results should speak for you. Your actions should be your explanation. So the next time you feel that urge to justify yourself, to make them understand, remember this rule. Take a breath, hold your frame, and let your silence speak louder than their arguments ever could.